Welcome to Biz Coach and Coffee, where our guests are experts, entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants that share tips, strategies, and tactics to help small business entrepreneurs grow their business for long-term success. Please welcome your host, Biz Coach Steve Feld. Hello, everyone. I am Biz Coach Steve Feld, and my goal is to stop business owners and entrepreneurs from suffering entrepreneurial depression and start making running their businesses much easier. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to crack multiple 6 and even 7 figures without burning themselves out. Today, we have another wonderful guest for you today. We have Cary Duke. Now, Cary, a reformed SEO expert. Reformed. All right. He's a dog dad and website conversion specialist. Please welcome Cary.
Hello, Steve.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. You said something there at the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, how are we going to top that? It's like, this is your intro.
But yeah, reform, because we're all getting bombarded as business owners. It's like LinkedIn, Facebook, everyone's like throwing messages at us. I get probably a couple messages a day. We can increase your SEO ranking. And I'm like, every time I've searched myself, it's myself. Even if you search my name, it's myself and two to three other people with the same name. Mm-hmm. And we don't do the same thing. So one is like the number 2, I think, composers for orchestras in the world. And he lives overseas. And I've actually spoken to him. The other one's an anthropologist, and he's ranked number 1 in the world. And another guy's a film producer, happens to be my cousin. So we joke that between the 4 of us, we own the first 5 pages of Google searches. So
okay.
What are you going to do to increase my SEO?
Well, look, they have to know who you are in order to be able to search you by name. But if they don't know who you are, I mean, that's the hierarchy of search, right? Am I aware of the problem? And if I'm aware of the problem, am I seeking a solution for that problem? And if I'm seeking a solution for that problem, now I'm looking for a provider for that solution.
There you go.
Right. And so when we start off with SEO, it's like, well, where are you at in your journey? I mean, do people even know what you do? Do you know what you do? Right? How do people look for you?
That's it.
And so, it's like, well, most people look at it, so without even looking at my website, I can increase your SEO results. Well,
yeah.
All right, maybe you can. I don't know. You don't know me. How are you possibly going to know the answer to that question?
There you go. So we get that all the time. So tell us how you got into being reformed. That kind of help.
Yeah, I can tell you how I got into it, and I did not go into it with the intent of becoming an SEO expert. I wanted to go online and help small businesses with their marketing, right? And the number one place when I started to do this was not SEO, but it was Google Places. It was at that time it was a 10 or an 11 pack of businesses that Google said, these are the people that you should look at, right? Well, in order to get into that, let's call it a map pack, you had to be able to do some SEO, minor stuff. I mean, back then it was really, really super easy to get a business that was not in the map pack, get them in the map pack, and then move them all the way to the top. It was super easy. And so I did a lot of that. I did a lot of that for a lot of different businesses. And then one day something came across my desk and I was like, oh man, that sounds really interesting. How do you control the search results? For a let's call it home services. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Right. I don't know. So I went on a journey and I figured out how to do this thing. And I took the information I was given and then I said, how can I make it better? And I ultimately ended up being able to control first 30, 40 pages of results. Not page 30 or 40 results for a specific emergency HVAC keyword. All right. So, You go in, you type in emergency air conditioning repair or any variation of that, and I would show up, right? I would have videos, I would have web pages, I'd have everything. And that's how I got into lead generation. And because of lead generation, I became a really, really good SEO expert.
Excellent. And
Yeah.
what is your sweet spot nowadays? How you help business owners?
Okay. Well, going through all of that, the SEO and web page design and lead generation, it taught me a lot about how to actually make things happen. And when I say make things happen, I don't care if somebody goes to the web page. I don't care if they read it. I don't care about any of that. What I care about and what you and your audience cares about is this thing ringing?
Exactly.
Is there somebody on the other end of this that wants what I provide? Are they a good, viable lead for my business? And so what I figured out over time and what my sweet spot is how to get all of that traffic that comes to your website into your phone as a lead, as a conversion. And that's it. I mean, there's three critical elements most people miss. And that's what I help people do.
That's so true. Because I mean, we're all getting hit with all the marketing experts, and it's like, yeah, we can get a lot of clicks and likes, and that's for show. The sales is for dough, and that's where it really matters. It's what is your real return on your investment, not likes, shares, and comments.
I spent a lot of years, and my income, 90% of it was derived through performance. And that meant if the phone didn't ring, and if it wasn't a customer, that conversation had to last 60 seconds, and it had to be a unique cell phone number. We tracked all of that.
Yeah.
And if it met all that criteria, well, then Cary got paid. All right. So as like I'm an entrepreneur, right? That's a big risk, but I went the next level and said, you're only going to pay me if you get what you want.
Perfect.
And so, in doing that, I became very, very good at understanding the psychology of a buyer. What is it that they want? And 2013, they wanted a different thing that they want in 2022.
Yep.
And I will tell you right now, whoever's listening, if you're a small business owner and you want to make more money, you want to grow your business, you better have some form of text capable landing page. Because if you're not using text, you're missing out.
So true. I know we were talking about that before we hit record, about the texting and everything else. And it's critical nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, I deal in several niches, and those channels are, they're so underutilized, right? These marketing channels are underutilized. These niches are not utilizing the channel, and the channel that they need to be on is not YouTube. It is not TikTok. It's not Instagram. It's not LinkedIn. It's not any of that. What is it? It's Google Business Profiles.
Mm-hmm.
You have the largest search engine in the world, who has made a place available for you for free, that all you have to do is go and tell Google, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do.
Yeah.
This is when I'm open. Give them a few photos, and they say, well, if you're popular enough, we'll put you in that little 3-pack. And if you're good enough to be in that 3-pack, now you're going to get 52% of the eyeballs that go to that keyword. And what is that keyword? That's the problem that you solve.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, all right, well, if I can do that, if I can get visible there, then the number 2 thing that most people are neglecting that generates revenue in 2022, reviews.
Oh, yeah.
Google reviews. Right? So now Google's seeing that you're popular. They're seeing that people like you. They're seeing that there's a conversation going on, and you can use that platform, because it's all part of Google Business Profile, to increase your SEO on your regular website, your visibility. your phone calls, your rankings, everything. I mean, it's almost like magic.
Yeah. Funny how that works, huh?
Yeah. It's like, I think we've had the conversation before where business owners have an understanding that they need to spend money for marketing, right? But the problem is that they make the decisions about where to spend that money on their own without advice, and they end up spending it in inappropriate places that don't generate income for them, right? And it's okay if you want to be altruistic and support the little league and give them a little money, or if you're a good citizen and you want to support your local chamber of commerce and participate in those programs. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying don't look at that as an investment in advertising.
Right.
And I would put in that your website, right? If you put too much money in your website, you're not going to see a return on it because you're going to a designer, you're going to somebody who has a different goal than what you do. And I don't know very many business owners that their goal is to win awards. I mean, I guess. I mean, I what award does an entrepreneur really want? After the income, it's more time with family and it's a
Right.
lifestyle, right? So, it's like, why do I put all the money in a place that doesn't generate revenue?
Great. We're going to talk a little bit more about small businesses and that subject right there, where to put your marketing dollars and why. We got to take a quick break, get a word from our sponsor, but we'll be right back with Cary.
This episode is sponsored by Spotlight Books. Get your expert book completed in 30 days. If you don't have an expert lead magnet book about you and how you serve your market, then visit www.spotlight-books.com. Link is also in the show notes. Put a spotlight on your expertise.
And we're back. So, Cary, we're talking about, where to put your marketing dollars. What do you think? You were mentioning like putting it in certain places where the ads are not generating revenue. Do you see that as one of the biggest problems with small business owners, that they're just like, well, I'm going to go with the trend and put it all on Facebook ads because that's what everyone tells me to do?
Well, look, Facebook ads can be very, very effective.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But most people say, well, I have clients that say this. Well, I need to run some ads. Great. What's your program? What's your offer? What's your message? Who are we trying to target? Do you have a landing page for that? Do you have a call to action? What is it that we're trying to accomplish? And if they go, I don't know, then you're not ready to run ads. All you're going to do is spend money. You don't have an effective campaign. And that's the issue, is like, well, if you're going to spend money, understand what you're actually trying to accomplish. So it's like I try to advise people, the very first thing you have to understand is, who are we trying to serve?
Mm-hmm.
And let's be very detailed about who that is. Is that a male? Is that a female? What age are they? What industry are they in? What problem do they have? What are they thinking? What keeps them up at night? What is their emotional state of mind? And can we get into that state of mind through our messaging, right? So we have to know who we're targeting. And if we know who we're targeting, we know what problem we're solving, then we can craft a message that resonates and makes them want to do business with you. Because now they're saying, well, this guy knows what I'm talking about. He understands, the pain that I'm in. And then we create an offer that matches the first two things.
Absolutely. And it's amazing how many small business owners are not thinking with the end in mind. What's the purposes? And you mentioned campaign. And this one I hear from business owners all the time. It's not a one and done ad. That's not a campaign. That's throwing spaghetti on the wall and praying something sticks to it, is what that is.
Yeah.
A campaign is a strategy with the right tactics behind it towards your target market.
Right. So, okay, you talked about where are people not spending their money correctly, right? And let's include in that the conversation about time.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, the things that you're doing should be producing revenue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You and I, we're creating content, right? And so we have to look, is that a good use of my time? And it's like, well, for me, yeah, it's a good investment in time, so that people know who I am, what I do, and how well I can do it. On the other hand, if you're a consumer of content, you're no longer doing revenue generating activity.
Mm-hmm.
You're scrolling through Facebook, you're scrolling through Twitter, you're scrolling through Instagram or Pinterest or YouTube. So if you're going to be a content creator, be a content creator. Understand what you're doing. Don't spend the money to do the content unless you're actually generating the right content. Same with websites. Like, an effective website is not necessarily going to win you any kind of award, but it's going to have the right elements. And most websites that I see, I mean, we're talking 90% of the websites I see, especially in the small business arena, don't have elements of conversion.
Right.
They make it hard to find a phone number. They make it hard to do instant communication. And I don't mean a chat bot that sends you an email and you might get back to it 3, 4, 5 hours later. They make you go off page to check out reviews. All right. So we talked about Google and their reviews, right? Well, why don't we stream those live on the website and make somebody stay on the website? They can see the reviews instead of sending them somewhere else. And all of this, Steve, you're getting really close to the target here on campaigns, because no matter what kind of marketing you actually do, it could be newspaper, yellow pages, TV, radio, it could be social media, it could be LinkedIn, it could be networking. It doesn't matter. You're driving them back to your webpage.
That's it.
And 9 out of 10 people are going to hit that webpage without doing anything. They're going to leave. They're not going to call you. They're going to opt in for your free newsletter. They're not going to do anything. And as part of a campaign of marketing, what are you doing to get them back?
No, I just had this conversation with one of my coaches that's underneath me. And he's creating his website. And I'm like, why are you doing that? And he's like, well, I'm going to make it beautiful. And he's like thinking like what you're talking about, grandiose. And I'm like, why not just set up a landing page with a call to action and get them in a drip campaign and start, providing them wealth of knowledge so you're the best person out there to help them. Oh, right. No. So I looked at his website that he's developing, not one call to action on anything in it. And I get to through the whole thing, I go, okay, I guess I've looked at way too many websites and helped way too many business owners because I don't know how to get a hold of you.
Well, look, if you make me work, I may not be that interested.
Right? It was like there was I went to every single page to find out how to contact him, and
it wasn't anywhere.
There's not, and he has a book and he's giving it away, but I don't know where it is on his website.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's all these things. It's like
there's a funnel for that.
Focused on the design and the content in it. He thinks that's going to convert, but no one has a way to convert.
Well, again, I'm going to pull this up because
that's it.
The vast majority of people today, regardless of age, want to text a business as their first communication.
Yep.
And she's like, okay, can I give you one stat that I think most people don't understand? Is that only about 35% of your emails will even be opened.
Right.
We have all kinds of deliverability issues. They may go to spam. They may go to trash. They may go to a promotions folder, but they're not getting right in front of the person that you want to read your message, right? You have to understand how to write an email. You have to understand what the headline is for, what the first line of the email is for. I mean, there's so much psychology that goes into email marketing. And that's why we only get 35% of them even opened, right? So if that is true, if that is true, and we know that virtually 100% of our target market has one of these, and 98% of them will read a text message within 5 minutes, why aren't we using this?
Exactly. I know we can go on about this for a long, long time, but show's only so long. Any last words you'd like to give the audience to help them in their business?
I think it's important that you have somebody on your team that you can talk to before you spend money with marketing.
Simple enough. Boy, preaching what I tell all the time. It's like, get the help you need. If you're not an expert in this, don't try to do it on your own. Just get the right people on board. Cary, I just want to say thank you so much for being our guest today.
Steve, it's my pleasure. I appreciate being seen.
Exactly. And for everyone else, if you like Cary and want to hear other great experts on Biz Coach and Coffee, please make sure you subscribe and like this episode. We'll have all of Cary's contact information in the show notes. If you want to reach out to him, please do. This is Biz Coach Steve Feld wishing you and your business much success.
We hope you enjoyed today's topic. If you'd like to discuss how you can apply these strategies in your business, let us know. This episode is sponsored by Spotlight Books. Get your own expert book written about you in 30 days. Set yourself apart from the competition. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Also, feel free to give us your comments. We look forward to hearing from you on Biz Coach and Coffee.